Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are? Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember? Really? You know what? Don't answer that. I don't think I want to know. Look, you've just been through a trauma, so I'm gonna forget you said that. But you owe me, and I need a favor. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped, or injured, or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please? Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know? He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is. Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you. All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen. You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al... What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al? My hero. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth. To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here. We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March? It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly? But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming? Follow me! When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Something about your demeanor gives me the urge to caution you against doing anything, shall we say, unlawful while you're here. Is that understood? Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. In good time. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Well, I'm not sure I believe that. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away. An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries. I'm glad you agree. The key things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, Tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city? I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times, but it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future? Ah, I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you? Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot. You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her. Indeed. Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better. Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you. If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense? Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right. If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here. Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that? Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation? You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving. I suppose. Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and... Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just... I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal. We went into our rooms. I went to... I think so, yes. But she was very because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor. That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from it. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius... I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared. All I know is, whoever he is... You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their father. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly... Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm... Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa!
Citizen.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Hey Horatius, how's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work.
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Something to that poor sweet girl. And not even the golden rule is gonna protect you. Got it?
As if I'll be afraid of you, little man. What were you two talking? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat. What's he offering you? Money? What else would you be murmuring? Mark my words, Malleolus is gonna be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Good, then stay out of it. Nobody likes caput murder. Can't. The name's Domitius. You want to get to Why? Because... You want to see me fight? Keep running your... When Malleolus wins the election, yeah? This place will change. You won't even... I think it's gone on long enough. And Malleolus is... We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just... Malleolus, of course. If old man Sentius can't even... Too bad. He's busy. Unless... No. I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him... Dunno. So... Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a... Just make it good. Yeah? Just make... Whatever.
What now? I'm a legionary of the First Italica, but I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. I also keep a... I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do... That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets. Shout. Then some Genetricum fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty... That said, Sentilla's disappearance has... He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and... I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back. Of course. Well, as I always say, by threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure if you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before... It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most... War crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said. Good. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will... As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over... As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present, but to rest satisfied with what we have. If you like. Not that it's any of your business. but my loyal... Unfortunately, see, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage. But he's a Sentius knows about it, of course. But he doesn't have the same... This place will be different with that Slays at the helm. But... I appreciate the thought. But you're new here. And I just... In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal. Alright?
Arve, a new face. Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. Oh my. I take it people... I
Keep an eye
suppose
out
it's
for
quite
Scintilla,
charming.
would
Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and... The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high... And then you would find a way to But to be honest, I've often thought what an Let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself. You know, I'm not entirely sure. Karen, you say? And older. I apologize. I don't mean to... Have you spoken with any of the others? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember. Good. I just don't want to see what happened. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers. And then, about a month ago, she withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, but there is a small chance that she learned something. I just don't want to see that happen to you. Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any Come back. Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Scintilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed fella. Funny accent, too.
A traveler from a faraway land, then?
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure he feels welcome, shall we?
Of course, priestess.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, and I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there. That'll be 1,000 denarii. There was no way. Then that toad shrugs and says, supply and demand. Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back, get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day.
I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose, and I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up. Then you'd better get me that Sylphium quickly, hadn't you? Feeling all... I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have, so I waited for the right time to take what was as he prepared to evacuate our villa. I gathered our most precious belongings. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling. The next thing I remember, I was waking. It's all right. Say what you will about this, and while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic, kind of strange to set up, but the god who inflicts a curse is also the... Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd make... This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was doing. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was... And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are... I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll... I just know Nevia would know how to treat him. Thanks, I suppose. I wish. Some people here need proper medical care. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my... A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up did. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off. Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry. There was one other person, but that was Nevia, and well, she used to run the clinic until she... This changes and then she's... But one of... He's become so irritable that the smallest things... I just... Really? May Apollo keep you safe.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway. Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner, and I must say my leather boots in place of sandals. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite... Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean we will have much time here to get to know one another? My story? How kind of you to ask. You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the... I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the golden rule that I wish to... I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve. A good question. A very good question indeed. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell... I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite... Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert. This time, I remember people screaming. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber. God's no... Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little... In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trap. Anything you like. Shh. Have you not been told that... Oh, then I suppose this duty falls... Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is... How do... And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option... See, the shaft is quite high. But if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of... They have! There was an attempt, made by resourceful... They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt, for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the... They heard a godlike voice shake the entire city. So it seems that to merely attempt escape... Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is... Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth, so that it became hot and dry. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands, until at last the other god... So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The golden rule has... If we are to survive, I say we must each keep the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus. Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. It does, doesn't it? But it is not enough for us to do this alone. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the lives... Ah, the voice of but a lighter. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent... That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for... I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius, if I... Nothing can... I hope that our...
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of... Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but... Certainly, all I ask is a reasonable price. That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins... Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave. Hear what? Are you sure you're feeling all right? If you're... She claimed the statue was whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself... But I digress. Do you want... Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the... Don't you dare...
Feeling all right? Sure. Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have Hemlock, I believe. I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas's villa. Gladly. Well...
Salve. Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. You arrived on a sad day, friend. What with Julia's death? Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious... I like... You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a but once you get used to the fear, knowing that... Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in no... They weren't nearly as tolerant as... Some people say it's divine, the work of a god. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things which means one of two things. Either you don't know the and I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two. The first is to leave. The second... Perhaps not. It's best if I say no more, but... Oh, it means someone thinks I'm a... Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my... Hey, nothing gets by you. Sorry, that was mean. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect... I saw enough friends killed or driven away, so I hid who I was for. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living, needless to say, since I'm now living underground, my openness didn't go down well among the Nice of you to say, but in any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and or at least I thought that was the case. It's not just graffiti. The strange thing is, I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. If I had to guess, I'd say it's... Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he... If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since... All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my What? Really? I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have... But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just come back and...
Hello again. This is troubling, is it not? I'm afraid I have no idea, but my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. I hope that our path...
Name's Rufius. Can't talk long. Got the families from Seleucia and Tigris. Babylon province. Same way as everyone. Because we're all in grave danger. Magistrate. If you were dealing with... Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell you? Look, I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's this. You want to help me. Do what Lucretia hasn't been. If I did, do you... I'll tell you this much. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of... Of course I... Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter. No. What a...
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff, and I think, whatever is in there, it has to be important.
Help! You have... A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the... You'll just have to Are you daft or just callous? If you don't stop... Thank you. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine. Hear what? What? We don't have to... Ugh. The shrine is collapsing!
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl! I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter to me. I can't be the god.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but
if I die and go to Tartarus? Because they say I've been bad.
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then.
Ah, it's you again. Now. Well, it's a long one, and I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were... My father told me to run into the house for his axe. But by the time I got back, he was bleeding out. My mother died of a broken heart soon after. And things went... More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, but there were more of them. I never saw how many. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those... I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always... I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampede. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming. I got swept up with... The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. That's what I thought too. See, I finally had my own farm again. Safe until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then... So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll... forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away. Thanks, friend. Anyway, that's... Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's... But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of... Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. But I say, let's spend less time on... I can't see how I could vote. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. Alright.
Hello? My name's Dooley. I live here now. I don't know. I don't remember. No! They said I did it. More than once. But I can't remember. Yes. They said I have to live. What does it say? My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said, if anything, he gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until all I remember is he said something about the cisterns. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. Galerius already tried. Like, Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here. And Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember. You're going to let me out? Oh. Go? My friend Hannibal used to look. He said he gave all our... Now, no. Bye-bye.
Ave again. I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me... I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods. We asked for blessings, for good health, bountiful... But here, I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale. Would you like to hear it? Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married... They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay, until finally they come to the little cottage, where Baucis and Philemon... They invite these strangers into their house, and offer them... They begin gulping down the old couple's wine. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps says to her husband, Philemon,
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Gods in and the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to... They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the... You have passed our test. But everyone else in... So old Baucis and Philemon escape up. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through... Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the... But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion. I'm pleased. It must be completed by dusk. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent. Why do you ask? I like the idea, but I know Galerius well, and it was only yesterday that he said to me he'd only ever run if it... So, I suppose if you'd like to see Galerius elected magistrate, all of the male citizens who are willing and... Well, you're not... But if it's any consolation, by using whatever gifts the gods... I'm responsible for enough... You can, assuming that... As I said, I'm planning to hold it... Well, I would... Yes, I have overheard some... Very well.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quintius Crispus. Otherwise... I'm not sure I believe... I am here, so if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. Is that understood? You are not on... I would choose my next... Do you have any last words? Well, I'd say that...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Oh. Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake, and if it doesn't work, but don't worry, it's... All right.
I love your clothes. So, you're here. And, I hope I'm not being too... There's something dangerous about you. Coming on a bit... I take back what I said. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. Let it go. You know, normally, I guess that went right over your head. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to tell you all about it, but... So, how... Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. Simple. It's a one-way trip. What's the... Well, perhaps you... I just try not to think about it. Certainly, for 10 denarii. Whatever you... All right. You stay away from my money!
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
The 49 melodies fetch again, just as the ocean accepts the rip, but it does not notice the cry. The bloodless shadows wander, some the house of the ruler of the depths. They never... There is only a downward. Help me. You cannot. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box. The bloodless shadow. You think you wish to. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. The new. You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp won't elude
Are you serious? Are you... What? All right, fine. Shh, I'm hiding.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known... Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I...
Curse you, cultist. Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth
An accident? So, I do have a question though. So you kind of...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
must get to the shrine.
Salve, friend. Oh. Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going. I'll go, but...
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of...
You there! I'm sorry to trouble. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear... And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no... But I would like to propose a job. Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up... Well, between you and me, I found an old scroll from years ago. Hastily written, he wrote that when the golden rule is broken, statues spring to life all over the city, wielding supposedly, 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full... Now, of course, that is... I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop. The goose that, with the ability to transmute organic matter into gold. One could use your imagination, golden animals, insects, and even if we were to split all those riches between the 2 of us, half of infinite... Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so... Oh, I'm not suggesting we use such a bow on people. Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of... Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me. No problem. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a gun. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very form. And would you like to guess what she's holding? Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it. Oh, gods, no. If you tried that, we'd all be dead. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me. I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's but in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risk. Now, you must have questions. So, wonderful. Now, if you'll hand out, this is a... And here we are, a gold leaf. Now, I've gone and unlocked the shrine. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Greetings and salutations.
Ah. You mean, how did I end up? All right. Well, it's mostly sculptures, vases. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of... See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. So I gathered my coins and some price all the way down to the river. But, to my surprise, but the captain's happy to take... No, the girl? Weren't you listening? I mean, I can always buy... So I put my hand on the car, and in one swift motion, naturally, I dived in after her. Only, I guess, when I came to, I'd washed up... Thank you, friend. But look around you. There must be more gold in here. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the... Some people here are a little... It's terrible for inflation is what it is. I don't, I'm afraid. But... Malleolus. I mean... Not. Very well.
Ah, a new fit. Well... My vote is... Nice to talk.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth. Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it up. A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in, and until you give me my bow, you're gonna stay in there. No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all those rings, it's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical... Oh, I do... You're just gonna have to take your chance. The bow, now. And don't even... I would reconsider my position, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest. And they can be... You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man. But I always wondered how anyone could have known. Let's find out if that...
You're not supposed to be here. My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could.
kill me. I just want to kill us. Help us. I just want to die. I just want to die. You.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath, and appeared to cause her great pain. And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that. And you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to... Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her. to see her beautiful. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. What's so special? What do you mean, the same voice? Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me, but now that I think about it, they were all benevolent. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice... Wait! You're trying to steal her away from me! Liar! You give me one good What? Wait. So I did all this. What have I done? Oh God, I feel sick. It's the air coming into contact. But the only way to fix it would be to... At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together. All it would take is one... It's too late. There's nothing you can do. I have to... What? If this is some kind of cruel... The goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, of course. But... I see. Well, I'll trust you to honor our bargain. But if you don't, mark my... The treatment for rheumatism is willow bark. I believe there's a pot of it already in the Shrine of Apollo. Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to... Go.
What are you doing in here? Can't you? She needs the resin of a plant called silphium, but that coolers... It's too late. No. You made it into the palace. Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole... I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow up. Thank you. All right.
Name's Wolf. What business? Willowbark. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been in a lot of pain lately. It was too much. So you're... Oh. Meliodas. No. Fine, but no more. See you.
Whatever's in that great Oh, hello there, partner. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright, you know, but when I opened it... Partner, I swear, this is just Fine. Malleolus. Not. Certainly. All I ask... Oh, it's perfectly legal. Hear what? But I died. Very well. Very well.
A new face, are they? And may Vesta what? Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling... Yes, I suppose that could be something. But what else? Yes, what else? That's true. It's as I feared. I think I understand what... Let me ask you this. Did you have... I see. And... Because I've seen her before, there's something I think... But don't follow too closely. All right, you're here. You were asked... Here. Look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a... If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it. Only your pronunciation is a little... It was C-H-A... Charon. The fairy Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased...
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm afraid so. It's all all these people whose last memory was running. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have That was my first thought too. In the old, but it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, but they always involved the souls of the dead, meeting a grim... It was said that he'd help the new arrival. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in that. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin. The only difference is that they spelled it with a kappa, which I suppose... To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described. You say you saw a young woman, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kamut Tabal, but whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of... I suspect the only way you'll solve this... Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would... But that never made any sense to me. In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she... So, maybe there's something special about the coins. No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia. Now that we know where we are, we don't have much to go on, except the Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter, Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his... Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a... So it seems you have two options. To confront the god of the underworld head-on. It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is... And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the Golden Rule. All Romans try to avoid saying it. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling... Shh! Is everyone so blunt? That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the... As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Are you telling me that... I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means. So, if you want to confront him, who knows? Perhaps your name... But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to... The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't... I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed... If you could recover and replace all four of those... It's the towering stone monument with four sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stand... You'll find them all over Rome. But of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems... However, this one is unusual in that each of the four sides... That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques. Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the... It would have had the god's name engraved into it. So it may be that whoever desecrated it, and there's only one group of people I know of who... There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one... They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious... If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding, but I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, George. Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, will be able to tell us. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps...
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. But as I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were... The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king. First, Proserpina. It said, the god of the underworld abduct... It is. The god... If the stories are true, I imagine she's as desperate to escape. The problem is, leaving that aside for a moment... Truly? And you're only... Then again, I suppose you were worried. Can you tell me more? Is it the same Fascinating. Perhaps she... If she has indeed been abducted, tell me, has she told you anything? Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear any... All right. I would... As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret, all this... In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. Are they?
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place, but it does not notice the crowds that come. Say it. Speak. Then it is true. I thought I saw it, but when the rest... I had to tell myself it was true over and over again. Until I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting them. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I will do my best. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb sun. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are... As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the... There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Others follow their trades. I hope I have done it just... And now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my Friend, you have given me hope.
Don't you just love springtime? Salve again, friend. How is it possible that you... That's a shame. Hey, maybe the patrician... All right.
That's quite an impressive
Hello?
bow you have there.
Hello.
Just like Diana's.
Bye-bye.
Greetings, I'm George. My friend. And in a city full of Romans you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, they do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must... At first I pull my hair out. After a while... But my point is this. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Dooley. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those, and besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I hope...
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Alve.
Hello. Hello. Do you like it? It's shiny. But if I go... But it's mine. Well, hilarious already. Like, hilarious? Yeah, Galerius will let me out. Then you can have my plaque. Bye-bye.
Citizen? No idea what... I think I have seen that plaque. Sorry I lied. Can't be too careful these days. Oh, and here... You didn't... See...
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's
shiny.
worth a fortune.
Salve and... Oh, there's not much to tell. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman's son. I spent the next week in bed. Pa... In the end, but after about... I remember... Anyway... What? You've been here... Good people here. My friend Georgius is always mending... Well, I'm just saying. Well, I can tell from your funny... Oh, I try not to worry. And I'm sure he'll be just a... terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, to be honest. I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I called out to them. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch and the light glinted off something metallic. So I suppose it could only be one of 3 people. Horatius, Domitius or Rufius. I hope that helps. All right.
Citizen? No idea. Yeah? So you're...
How come you're allowed a weapon? Malleolus isn't receiving visit. Do I seem like an on... You don't know Whatever.
Are they?
What is it? What business? A lot of people have been looking for her. Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young... If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malia. You might fare better though, I suppose. Fine. What? You know. All right.
I hope you have a good reason for flouting my weapons ban.
fortune smile on you, brother.
Citizen? Ah. No idea. Look, it's the rheumatism. It starts with constant pain. I know, that's not an excuse. I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as... I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti.
Salve. Welcome. What did... You went snooping in his place? Have you... Really? Poor fellow. I've heard... Really? That... Well, Malleolus is talking about... My... Nice to talk.
Salve. No. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. I suppose you're... I've bounced the idea around, but... because Sentius put him there. Poor Dooley... It's nonsense, of course. Gladly. But... Alright.
Again. Certainly. May 4th. Ave. It must be. It'll be. Why do you up? I like the idea, but I know Galerius. It was only yesterday that he said to me, so. I suppose if you'd like to see Galerius elected magistrate. As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. Well, I wouldn't... Very well.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate. Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Sentius.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Sentius.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision. But it seems we have a draw. In the absence of a clear consensus, Sentius shall continue as acting magistrate until a new election is held, 1 month from today.
My fellow citizens, today you have sent me a message, and I want you to know I have heard it loud and clear. I vow to spend the next month winning back your trust. Thank you for this opportunity, and may the gods watch over you.
You, the new arrival, whatever your name is. You're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Shut up and let the magistrate speak.
Malleolus is gonna be magistrate by the end of the day.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wait, I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies. It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salva. Oh. All right, let me see. Poor Virgil. I'll go.
The 49 melodies fetch again.
Fabia, listen.
There's a troublemaker coming into the city.
I know. And I'll take care of it. Just go and hide.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Run! Do it! Kill me!
So... Oh. Poor... Alright, let me... I'll...
Ixion turns.
Salve.
What are you? She need... What, Yulia? Hopefully, that was extraordinary. How did... But how could you know she needed this You just saved a person's life. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her and who she meant when... In the meantime... Of course, there. All bet. That's... May Apollo keep you safe.
Salve, Rufus. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
A treatment? Finally, some relief after...
May Apollo keep you safe.
Thank you, Galerius. You're a good man. And I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone. I know I haven't been at my best lately.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run. Salve again? How? Hey, all right. It's you now. I can't see how I could vote. Even I could do a better. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stick, and maybe that's not such a bad thing. Gladly. Oh. Fortune smile on you, brother.
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's orders.
Listen, I don't abduct women. You don't know. Yeah? Hey, Caput Murde, Future AS, just make it good. Ossinku, just make it. Right. Dunno. If you... Ossink.
deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate.
Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? I must remember to have words with that buffoon Domitius. Well, why? My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You mean my heterochrome? And I'm hardly the only person. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have Well, I am not unlikely because it's Are you? Why would I? You are I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't, I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this. These good people have suffered long by declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. Wait, don't. Nonsense. I disagree. I'll be guided by... What? Oh, I see. True? I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together. You mean the Of course not. But as I always say... Look, if you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the Of course, just to be clear, I take... Look, if I had a Roman plaque in my possession, I'd be happy to sell it. I try through the door this time.
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve.
Still here. Why? You've...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Why? You are... Of course. Look, of course. I'm afraid... I trust you through the... You... I trust you can see your... Through the door this time? There's a key.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you. All right, now you've crossed the line.
Get out of there!
You're not supposed to be in here. Talk. My marital affairs are no... Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What may... You know, I may... Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he... Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among I confronted him about it. I let it go, eventually, and yet... But... Wait. To withdraw. Listen, I may not be Penelope to his... You must think me quite mad. Demetrius! Do I need to call
My name... You... I... Unlike... What? You are... I try... Through...
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkers?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Oh, was there something you wanted? As much as I'm grateful that you... The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus... Please, just... persistent as... All right. I'd been here about a week. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, she was supposed to be my friend. I told, so she suggested I take out a loan. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt. I paid Aurelia, and she gave hemlock. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of... She pointed to a sign on her tavern. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him. In fact, he just thanked her. That's what I said. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I thought about resisting too, but Malleolus, he locked me in his villa, confiscated everything. His wife Claudia was just as bad. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean. Those two took my hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. I brought it on my... When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. At least until someone a lot. But it doesn't matter. He's in exactly the same position as I am. He's probably already thrown himself. If so, I doubt you could make it up. I don't know who you are. All right. You mean my life story? Our father found good husbands for my... It was a good life for a while. We must have had 100 workers, but they fell on deaf ears. My employer told me to... I remember diving into... Thank you. If that's your idea... I know...
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Welcome to life under the golden rule. It's a ghastly thing, isn't it? All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. 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 Wolf-Pierce, what are you doing? Get back.
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of...
I know things are hard for you right now. Please just think this through.
I'm sorry, but I just...
Please, I'll help him. If he goes through... Thank you.
Let me guess. You're going to... I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed my... I'll be stuck slaving away for that culus cumulati. I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Oh, Pierce, no! I can't believe he went through with it. That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own, and I'd best pray for poor Ulpia. I hope you're coping. Please keep that. There was a terrible fire in Rome. Oh, thank you. Even if I had seen it, and I'm not saying I have. What you're doing is disgusting. Even if I had seen it, and I'm not saying I have, I couldn't in good conscience. The many shall suffer. I'd like to think that if we all but on the other, and that's where... If that's... Here in this... Are you... But... If you like. Oh... said, please leave. You're trespassing.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Some? Oh. You lit. All right. Up.
Ixion turns.
Salve, friend. Welcome. Ah, we've all... All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get...
Why do you...
Please, help him.
You know about that? How is that Well, you don't understand. I don't want... It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a... If I backed out now... Oh, really? But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. No, I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I'll have... and I...
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and... Demetrius, this is outrageous.
What? You are? Of course not. Look, of course.
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky?
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Sorry, was there... Oh, a priestess, but I mean, I've seen they've got... Really? Oh, a priest, but I mean, they've got... I doubt it. I mean, I suppose we... Oh, a priestess, but if that's the case, I mean, I've seen they've got people... All right.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's. Feeling all right? That's a...
Greetings and salutations.
Ah, and I hear... Welcome back.
Hello there, friend. Malleolus. I mean, very well.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you? you're... And, there's... I'll do it all... I'll do us all a favour and...
On your best behaviour, I trust? What is it, sir? What be... A lot... No, it's not that. But I learned... But I don't... If you're accusing me... You're grasping at straws, and it's not...
Ugh, this place has become...
We're finally alone. I must have entrusted... You broke it. Well, it seems you failed. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now... Now, I assume you sought... You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught. Look, I can see where you're going with this. It was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law... Here, we see to it that he has food, a privilege that would be taken. The man has no self-discipline. I will not jeopardize the lives of... Thank you. If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
Citizen?
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
I love your clothes. I'll do us all a favour.
Ixion turns.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Yulia.
Wow, isn't that a big long bow? Oh, you're... And, there's some... What was that? Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do bit. Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw, I remember because they kept looking over. The one word I kept hearing was vanish. All right.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of...
Greetings. I knew this day would come. Please, let us... Very well, but the magistrate, for several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship. Each day, I leave offerings of food, in the hope that we may have... The offering, it is symbolic, you see. So I ask, who? Or stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus. Nothing! Nobody entered. All my to help investigate. You went in? It is the only Greek temple in the city. I do not think you should pursue this, but you do not strike me.
Come and join me by the fire. Welcome. Well, it's a sincere pleasure to tell me. Ah, Kabash, I know that. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a... Let us find out with this simple question. Excellent. I see you are indeed. Now, will you join me? Wonderful. Then let me be. Would you say you know the difference between... You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the gold... Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you see out there in the world, being uncertain about right, so we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and but under the golden rule, morality matters. So to navigate this maze, we would have to... So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfect? How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that if there is a correct moral code, then... Are you sure? Or is it possible? After hundreds of years and as many, what hope do we have if our best... My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, and so we must accept our limitations. And the same. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force. Such this and no other is the root and life under tyranny. I'm glad to. In any case, thank you for humoring. You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but the... I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corridor. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with... It became heated. He drew a gladius. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. I settled in, made friends, so I began looking for a place to hide underground. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them. They are one and the same. The Romans called... My generation was wiped out, turned... I think it's safest to assume that if... I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by... I'm afraid I am the only one left. Some from It has been lonely. Before my Living in darkness is not without its challenge. And sometimes, when the greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine, like so many things in... As you wish. Ha! Did we not discuss it at length or... You seek the plaque bearing the... It is a cursed object, and I would be happy... I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, when the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, and the city's dwindling Greek residents witnessed, they gathered their art and valuables. I'm getting to that. You see, it was among these old and even older plaque bearing an Egyptian. We had no idea, and as a result of their deaths, we extended the tunnel so far that suddenly it made sense. You see, but it turns out this game, I think it is best you head through the cat. There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. I enjoyed it. Ah, you've returned.
Stop! Do not come any closer. I am Kabash. And let me guess. Another to what? That is welcome news. I was planning to return it. Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris. Now, indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide. You may not. In fact, I am a... Because it speaks a treacherous... I will tell you, but first, do you know? It has a name. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But when they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, as if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the... It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is in... It would imply the gods of Egypt, and that my people did to them what the... I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work... You will never. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed. You are too late. It is done. You would plunge into the depths. If it... I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath? All I know is everyone so good? Wait. You would plunge in... When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was it. You will. I disagree. I warned you against coming down. You have undermined and dishonored the true God of the... Very well, I will listen. But if I sense this, why should I let you live? Why? To what? But why? What bit? Blasphemous fool! You have seen. Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time I can only.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
That I did. Why? But doubtful. What do imbecile? You
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
When I fit. Why? But that makes no sense. Now that I think about, but the many weep and yet did. Blasphemy! You. Ha, go. I can.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
That I why? But and I am now you insult me and you.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salva... Well...
Ixion turns.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that all